Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Avax. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, let's get straight into the TA. So jumping into the daily chart on TradingView, we have our old Fibonacci retracement. I've gone through this many times, but if you're a new viewer and you haven't watched the previous update, then you have your swing high over here and you have your swing low over here. So this is the February high and the July 2021 low. Now, we have our 1.618 target here at $190, which we haven't reached yet. So this is going to be our major target going forward. And we can draw a different Fibonacci retracement after this. But still, I want to keep this one because the levels are still valid. And by the looks of things, we're coming back down to retest our July lows over here. Now, a lot of altcoins have dropped all the way low and have lost this low a long time ago. Avax has been holding above, which is fairly bullish because if Avax manages to print the bear market bottom somewhere here above $12, we are essentially printing a higher low in an uptrend, right? And that's going to be great. And the next time we come up, if we get to $250, $400 next bull market, that's going to be another higher high. And this is essentially a long-term uptrend. Now, if we start losing this low over here and you start going below $10, $9, that is going to be quite negative because really what you have here is an impulsive move, a very strong vertical impulsive move. And what could happen is that if we start dropping and losing this important buy zone between $9.40 and $10.66, which I gave you last year during this bottom structure here, I gave you that support and from there it bounced up. So if we start losing that, this could be quite negative for Avax because since we don't have any real support here, we may just start falling really quickly and we may come all the way down to retest these levels at $5, $6, which for now, I don't think that is going to happen. Like I said, we would need to lose these levels first, and there is a chance that we're going to hold them because we've done this twice in the past correction, that strong correction that we've had. So there is a good chance we could do that again. So if you missed last July's buy at $10, then this is going to be your perfect entry here. So you want to set up the buy limit orders, of course. Do that if you want to buy into Avax. I'm not a financial advisor. But if you set up the buy limit orders in advance, and in case we have some sort of a capitulation, you have these wicks to the downside and a fast recovery, just like we did sort of over here. You kind of had a little correction and then a V-shaped recovery into the second leg of the bull market. Potentially, we're going to be looking at a very similar scenario, but only this is going to be the first kind of the recovery phase from the bull market, or to the bull market, I should say. So let's see if we can hold this zone, right? And personally, I'm not buying into Avax. There are other projects that I'm interested in at the moment, but yeah, like I said, you can buy if you like the project. Not saying the project is bad or anything, just not for me. But if we manage to hold this low, what then? So what we could do then is grab a Fibonacci retracement, and let's say we print the low at $9.40, just like we did last July in 2021. Then we take the swing high here at $146, and our 1.618 target all of a sudden moves up to $795. Now, I'm not too certain how the token unlock happens for the Avalanche project, and what's the circulating supply, what's the percentage in the circulating supply out of the total supply. So all of that, all those factors matter because if we know that, there's only 30% in circulation, for example, then I would say it's highly unlikely we're going to see $795 during the next bull market. I would say $300 is more likely. So the minimal target here at $308 at the 1.272 is a good level for us. So that's why for now, I just want to hold on to this Fibonacci retracement that I've got. and we'll see what happens from there. Now let's start zooming in just a little bit to see the buy zone that we have lost. So we have this buy zone block, this support block that we have lost from $16.86 all the way down to $16.05, and we have lost that, and we haven't had the back test of resistance. So potentially we could see a little relief rally all the way back to $16, where we get rejected once again, potentially to print a higher low or to drop down to this support block below us. So we don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, you should be ready for both outcomes at all times. So you want to have, if you want to swing trade, you want to have your sell orders ready, and at the same time, you want to have your buy orders ready in case we drop. And you're quite far away from the 20 EMA right now, which is the yellow moving average here, or the exponential moving average, I should say. And once there is a huge gap in between the price action and the 20 EMA, that means you are bound to see a retest sometime soon, because as you can see, once you had a similar situation here in August and in September, you were very overextended from the 20 EMA. You came all the way up here for a retest, and then you came back down. So potentially the same thing could happen here, and we might not even reach this resistance block because we're going to get rejected by the 20 EMA and we're going to get sent back down. That is also a very possible scenario, but I would advise being very careful with your swing trades, especially right now, since we are in the depths of the bear market, and we could see a very strong reversal out of the blue, just like we did here in July. So let me tell you, anyone who was swing trading Avax here in July, at the end of July, basically got left with his cash down here. So let's talk about this level here. So we broke out of $10.67. We got overextended. People sold at $13. They were expecting a pullback, let's say back to, let's say $10, $11. We got supported by the 20 EMA, and from there, we did not look back. And imagine everyone who kept selling here and here and here. And yes, they made some profit, but it's not the profit they could have made if they were a bit more patient and they waited for the bull market to continue, which I was talking about a lot during that time. So if you don't want to make that mistake, and you want to keep your coins to sell at the top, or at least swing trade when it's very, very oversold, or I should say overbought actually on the RSI. We're going to take a look at that in a second as well. Wait until it's overbought and then take some profits and swing trade, because you're going to end up in this situation where you see this strong pump and you're just left down here, and the price is not going to come back for another year or two. So you're screwed, and you have to search for another coin to invest in. So if you don't want to be in this stupid situation, then just don't swing trade at all. If you don't feel comfortable swing trading, if you don't know how to do it properly, and never force a trade. This is something that I've done in the past, where I tried to force a swing trade just because I wanted to make that extra 50, 100 bucks. And at the end of the day, that 100 bucks or even $200 is not going to be worth the profit that you're going to make here once you make like plus 2,000% in 6 months. You know, that $50 bill is not going to do nothing for you. So that's just my philosophy on that. And moving down to the support lines on the daily RSI. So we got below the yellow trend line here, but still, even if you bought off the yellow, this is still a great entry point in my opinion. And right now we're sitting basically at our lows. We have lost the June low, so we are very low here. And obviously I'm not saying this is our bottom, because I wouldn't know that. We're only going to probably know that we have set the bottom after we start breaking this August high here. That's going to be an important signal for us. So based on this daily RSI right now, if you want to wait for another capitulation, you could obviously wait until we drop down below the index of 30 and we get into this oversold zone. But I would say that for now, Avax is extremely oversold as well based on the price action. The RSI does not reflect it as the price action is reflecting basically the levels of oversold here. But like I said, if you want to wait for the RSI confirmation, then go ahead. But we are above the support yellow trend line here, so that's a good sign. We may get squeezed up here in this sort of symmetrical triangle and get broken down, and that's going to be your pretty much last bottom. But I would imagine something has to happen once again with Binance or FTX that's going to drive the markets down, or maybe some other black swan event, because Bitcoin is not going to drop back down to $12,000 on its own. It just won't do that. It has no, it doesn't need to do that, but it's going to be forced to go down if we have a black swan event. So always keep that in mind. And obviously, based off of this Fibonacci, you have multiple resistance levels above you. So obviously you have this resistance block from $17 to $16, then you have the 0.382 at $19, then the 0.5 at $23.8, and the golden ratio at $29.7, which is exactly what rejected us back down here in August, where we retraced from the golden ratio, got rejected, dead cat bounce, we got sent back down to where we retraced from, and on top of that, we got rejected from the 0.382 here, and we got sent back even lower. So this is technically right now, this is a downtrend on the daily chart, local downtrend, and we have a major downtrend here from the highs in November of 2021. So until we start breaking this trend, I don't think that Avax it can be said that Avax is bullish at the moment. If there are any bullish news coming out, obviously things can change, but for now, we sort of have this sort of falling wedge structure, right? You can see that we're bouncing up and down here, and at some point you're going to get closer to the apex and you may actually start breaking out. So let's see what happens. I'm not going to be predicting the future here. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm here to give you the support levels you need to know about and the resistance levels that you need to know about short to mid-term if you're looking to take profits. If you're in it for the long term, then you don't have to worry about anything. Just buy off the support levels, dollar cost average, and you should be good to go. So thank you very much for watching this video. Leave a like. Leave a comment down below, support the channel in any way you can, share the video because it does help the YouTube algorithm put my videos out there so that more people can see them. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.